It's 12:05 a.m. on March 18, 2023. I'm going to resume my reading of The Island and Imperialism, the Highest Stage of Capitalism, beginning with page 31. Section 2. The Banks and Their New Role. The principal and original function of banks is to serve as middlemen in the making of payments. In doing so, they transform inactive money capital into active, that is, into capital yielding a profit. They collect all kinds of money revenues and place them at the disposal of the capitalist class. As banking develops and becomes concentrated in a small number of establishments, the banks grow from humble middlemen into powerful monopolies, having at their command almost the whole of the money capital of all the capitalists and small businessmen, and also the larger part of the means of production and of the sources of raw materials of the given country and in a number of countries. This transformation of numerous humble middlemen into a handful of monopolists represents one of the fundamental processes in the growth of capitalism into capitalist imperialism. For this reason, we must first of all deal with the concentration of banking. In 1907-08, the combined deposits of the German joint stock banks, each having a capital of more than 1 million marks, amounted to 7 billion marks. In 1912-13, these deposits already amounted to 9,800,000,000 marks, an increase of 40% in 5 years, and of the 2,800,000,000 increase, 2,750,000,000 was divided among 57 banks, each having a capital of more than 10 million marks. The distribution of the deposits between big and small banks was as follows. Included in the 8 banks dependent on the Deutsche Bank and the first degree, occasionally, are 3 foreign banks, 1 American, the Wiener Bank Währung, the 2 Russian, the Siberian Commercial Bank, and the Russian Bank for Foreign Trade. Altogether, the Deutsche Bank group comprises, directly and indirectly, partially and totally, 87 banks, and the total capital, its own and others which it controls, is estimated at between 2 and 3 billion marks. It is obvious that a bank which stands at the head of such a group, and which enters into agreement with half a dozen other banks, only slightly smaller than itself, for the purpose of conducting exceptionally big and profitable financial operations like floating state loans, has already outgrown the part of middlemen and has become a combine of a handful of monopolists. The rapidity with which the concentration of banking proceeded in Germany at the end of the 19th and the beginning of the 20th centuries is shown by the following data, which we quote in an abbreviated form from Reiser. We see the rapid expansion of a close network of canals which cover the whole country, centralizing all capital and all revenues, transforming thousands and thousands of scattered economic enterprises into a single national capitalist and then into a world capitalist economy. The decentralization that Schulze Gavernitz, as an exponent of present-day bourgeois political economy, speaks of in the passage previously quoted, really means the subordination of increasing number of formerly relative, independent, or rather strictly local economic units to a single center. In reality, it is a centralization, the enhancement of the role, the importance and the power of monopolist giants. In the older capitalist countries, this banking network is still more close. In Great Britain and Ireland in 1910, there were in all 7,151 branches of banks. 4 big banks had more than 400 branches each, from 447 to 689. 4 had more than 200 branches each, and 11 more than 2 each. I'm sorry, 11 more than 100 each. In France, three very big banks, Credit Lyonnais, the Comptoir National, and the Société Générale, extended their operations and their network of branches in the following manner. In order to show the connections of a big modern bank, Reiser gives the following figures of the number of letters dispatched and received by the Diskonto Gesellschaft, one of the biggest banks in Germany and in the world. Its capital in 1914 amounted to 300 million marks. I'm going to end the bottom of page 36 today.